Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Just calm down, Viral. What am I doing? I could just fly there. Alright, so I think if I recall correctly... Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna head back to base. Hopefully not die along the way. And come back better equipped. And by better equipped, I mean with one pickaxe. Okay. And now, we're back to getting to the Nether fortress. Funny part is, though, I completely lost track of where it was. Ah, crap. I should have made a waypoint. Okay, that's fine. It's not a problem. No need to panic. Alright, so I'm pretty sure if I flew around here, and I remember getting distracted by a ghast, and I killed the ghast, then I flew around to this corner, made a little bit of a U-turn, and there we go. We found a culprit. Okay. Now I just have to stick my landing. Stick it. Ah, perfect. 10 out of 10. And now I'll just do another fortress. And you know what? I'm gonna fly over here for a second and be like, this is the Nether fortress ladder. Alright, so now I know how to get back to... Yeah, so I just have to actually go through this wall to get to the cake. That's not that bad at all. The funny part is, I don't even know if I'll ever visit a Nether fortress again. I'll probably visit it once to get the blaze spawners, and I'll probably call it a day. Speaking of a blaze spawner, did I just strike out? Oh, yes. Or did I just get lucky, not strike out? Because strikeout's a bad thing. This is a good thing. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I don't want it to spawn more. Okay, so I got the chest. Okay, so I'm just gonna kill these blazes. Torch it up. I feel like I'm like being all paranoid, and this is like, it's literally on normal mode. And if I die, I should be really ashamed of myself. Okay, perfect. And, oh, okay, you know what? I should be a little bit worried now. But basically what you want to do is, yeah, I just picked it up and disabled the spawner pretty easily. Interesting. I don't know if my hits were just weak or if they had more health than normal, but I thought I could two-hit them, but turns out it took 3 hits. I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna wait for most of my health to recover back. Right, yeah, that should be enough to just finish these guys off. Okay, so one thing I want to point out is that if you have the scanner module, right? Because the scanners have block modules in them. So what's nice thing is that if you want to find the rest of the like block modules are OP as fuck, man. Like you don't play around with them. Just take the spawner that you have. And I'm not sure if these are NBT sensitive. I'm gonna assume that they are. So if you scan a skeleton spawner, I'm not sure if you actually you can use it to find blaze spawners. But what you could do is you could right click on that, have it linked to blaze spawners. Oh man, that caught me off guard. I didn't think 3 of them would spawn that fast. Okay, well, that was a disaster averted. That was pretty close. So now it should be linked to a monster spawner. And maybe it just looks for all monster spawners in that case. So maybe you can just link a skeleton spawner and find all the required blaze spawners easily. Activate the scanner and check out where the rest of the fortress has the goodies. You can also actually put it onto chest as well to scan for loot chests if that's the main reason for your trip to the Nether. Loot Tweakers was not in the pack, so when Loot Tweaker's not in a pack, the first thing you should do is probably just raid all the Nether fortresses and villages you can find, because a lot of mods put a lot of OP stuff inside these things. Okay, so I'm just gonna go trolling around this Nether fortress for a bit. See if I can find maybe a drill core. I mean, I can also go to Lost Cities to find the good stuff too, but Bat's Wing. Do we have the... Wow, we do have Wings of the Bat. But Ender Stars are HV with required Do the Void processing. And I mean, Empowered Diamantine always a pain in the ass. Yeah, so this does not seem... Oh, this is a unique recipe. So this is a Craft Tweaker recipe to get a soul vial for a bat. I wonder why he did that. I like these recipes. These are pretty cool recipes. And it's nice that they're not the eggs, because if you could do eggs, you can put it inside a spawner. Hey, a drill core. Huh, are there really no other blaze spawners in this fortress? Really no other. Oh nope, there's one more right over there. Perfect. I can't get to that yet. What's the best way to do this? I think the best way to do this is to go back here and run up to the blaze spawner. So I'll just travel this bridge. Is there a blaze spawner here? No, that's disappointing. Okay, there we go. I have one more obsidian chest transporter, and I'll just probably end up using that to grab the blaze spawner. Okay, perfect. And oh no. Oh boy, that was close. I was right off the edge. Oh jeez. Alright, so just go and kill these guys too. See, that was so much easier than before. Like, why did it have to be so hard the other time? Like, I struggled just to kill a couple of them last time. Come on, I know you see me, dude. Fly up. Alright, you don't see me. Nah, I see you. Oh my god, he's too far away to hit. Is that really it for this fortress? I mean, 2 blaze spawners in a fortress is not a bad yield. Oh, now I know why I almost fell off. Is because of my dark steel boots. Did an auto step, so I almost walked off the bridge of my own accord. This is like the first time I'm playing a pack without Pams in 2 years, which is kind of insane how ubiquitous that mod is right now versus other food mods, and also how OP that mod is in hindsight now, right? Like, even though it got kind of supplanted by rice grains, because rice is kind of OP. Like, let's be real here. As well as actually additions flax, which is also OP for string. But I mean, let's be real, like tofu in Pam's Harvest Craft is a really strong crop, especially considering how it can be a meat replacement for several later stage recipes. I always thought it was funny how that worked. Oh, there's another nether fortress right up north of here. Oh, that's pretty sick. Okay, that's cool. I don't want to go there. And that gas is there. A minute. Let's go get it. Damn it. Oh my god. All right. I'm gonna send your ass to sender. Ah, oh, no, there's 2 of them. Oh, this is hard mode. Oh, this is not good. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, let me just get this one. How are they so fast? Alright, I got a wide open battleground. Come on. And let's go this way. Oh my god. They're too far away to get a good beat on them. Alright. See, even if I kill that other one over there, it's just gonna drop this shit into lava. Like, there's no point. There's no winning this fight because there's no point to it. I need to wait for them to either come closer to me or just ignore this and just go home. The shitty part is home is over there and I'm over here. Oh, god damn it. Should I have brought a bow and arrow here? Yes, you're right. In fact, I'm overdue to make a bow and arrow. So yeah, thermal foundation bows are not enabled. They can get kind of OP, but I can easily make a lapis bow and like enchant the shit out of that, right? Yeah, I'm overdue for a bow, long story short. All right, so I'm just gonna head home. I'll keep it recording in case anything exciting happens, but I'll probably just be a pussy and run away from fights. But yeah, you know what this means? I got my blaze rods. I also got these 2 Restonia crystals, which is kind of wild, kind of crazy. This could actually be a little bit, well, it's not progression breaking, but this is a bonus, right? Because you do need Restonia crystals. Well, I need Restonia crystals to make these basic coils here. And if you can make 1 basic coil early on, you can actually net yourself an auto placer really easily, right? You can make get yourself an auto breaker auto placer, and that can make your sugarcane farm much better. Anyways, but what I was really doing though was I got the nether bricks. Let me just organize my stuff and let's get rolling with the blaze powder that I've been wanting for so long. All right, gotten my ender eye. And now, oh, the autoclave. All right, long awaited. We finally got this atomic reconstructor. Perfect. How is my quest looking? Because I know it says to make an atomic reconstructor. Okay, I don't know shit. Apparently, it didn't ask me to make an atomic reconstructor. Oh, well, I'm assuming it's located here somewhere along the line. All right, so whatever. I should make a charger though for Certus quartz because the quest book tells me to. So I'm just gonna mindlessly make one. All right, but now I got this atomic reconstructor. I can actually put this sucker to charge somewhere. I don't know where to put this. Oh boy. Alright, if you guys thought this couldn't get any messier, well, I'm about to prove you wrong. Actually, no, it's still pretty bad. Actually, yeah, if I put this sucker right here, bam. Yeah, okay, I just need a redstone torch. Look at that. Get charged. Also, I have a super basic way of just automating this atomic reconstructor. I just put a wooden pressure plate. But you know, when the time comes, don't worry. We'll have nice, neat, modular, simple automation throughout everywhere. Just because for me, I'm a dirty person when I start out. I play dirty, but you know, I clean up my act as time goes on. I also think I have plenty of spare ender pearls left over. I might just try and once I get the long range breaker and stuff set up, I just might, you know, make a trip to the end. Hopefully that'll be a fun trip. and get ender pearls set up easier. One thing about ender pearls in terms of gating mechanics was always kind of weird. It's just like, it's something you don't have, something you don't have, something you don't have, and then you have too much of it, which was poorly worded because a lot of things in Minecraft are like that. But for some reason, ender pearls are always the biggest problem, right? Because it's like, it's one of the quote unquote end to mid game vanilla materials. So a lot of mods, when they're balancing themselves against vanilla, will end up being attracted to use pearls. The problem though is just like when one is, or it's kind of also like redstone too, but at least redstone you can kind of mitigate that because you can just dig around and quarry for redstone most of the time. You can't quarry to find a bunch of endermen, right? That's just not how it works. So that was always kind of my biggest frustrations with using ender pearls in a lot of gating recipes, because waiting for endermen, and there's also the combat element, but really killing endermen's pretty easy in my opinion. You just, especially if you just make yourself a wall. Well, killing endermen with cork in the pack, there you go. Or better yet, killing endermen with deadly monsters in the pack. That's sadistic right there. Really, it's just, I'm not a big fan of it as a gating mechanism overall, and I'm happy that this pack doesn't actually make use of a ton of ender pearls. You need like 1 or 2 just occasionally, but you don't need a crap ton of ender pearls, which is, you know, my preferred way of doing things. All right, so I got my Restonia crystals. That's super sweet. Next is to, oh, I can make resonating redstone crystals with these things, right? With that and ender shards. That's pretty neat. Ooh, I can get a mechanical crafter. That's one of the first auto crafters that I've seen so far. And oh, redstone servo. So I can finally, it's kind of annoying that TE portable tanks are this far locked behind redstone servos. And I don't even think they're that powerful in my opinion. But I mean, you know, it's if you need them, you got them. They're there for you. Oh, that's funny. Ender tanks require 9 ender pearls. So I guess if you really want to be making a lot of ender pearls, you should just be going to the end. I mean, if you want to be making a lot of ender tanks, just go to the end. Interesting. He also added a portable tank hardened recipe instead of using the upgrade method. Because if you use the upgrade method, I guess there's a fuck ton of electrical steel. So I can understand why he added that. One of my favorite challenges though, I also did this in interactions, was that if you make a recipe require a resonant tank and you remove the crafting recipe for it, so they'll have to upgrade the tank in world, so they have to place the tank, then they have to use a mechanical user or something to apply the upgrade, and then once the upgrade is applied, they'll have to break it again and then shoot that sucker back into the system for auto crafting. I'm a huge fan of that whole entire setup, and you actually do have to do it in interactions if you want to upgrade, like if you want to automate the crafting of any upgraded machine, you have to place it in world and right click the upgrade onto it. All right, so now that I have Restonia crystal, I just need some conductive iron to finally make the long range breaker so I can expand this sugarcane farm. Yeah, so all the nether, all that jazz was just to get a nice, better looking sugarcane farm. And that's step 1. Step 2, better canola. So I have to work on the farmer now. So let's get on that. So this requires dark bimetal gears, void crystal blocks, which is block of coal, easy. Not too worried about this. And seeds and aluminum casing. Wow, so this is hella easy. So a lot of stuff was locked behind atomic reconstructor. So I'm getting definite Age of Engineering vibes here. The next, although I guess instead of having the Empower, which was the first major time/energy gate in Age of Engineering, here it's really the electric blast furnace, because that's when people need to realize like, oh crap, you need to actually make a lot of these items. You need to make a lot of these steam dynamos or upgrade them to get your Greg Tech blast furnace up and running. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Before I get too distracted, let's make this breaker. Look at that, 3 auto breakers. And let's just do a couple blocks of coal, 21 void crystal blocks. No need to go too over the top with it, right? Perfect. And now long range breakers with sugar. All right, so I have my long range breaker here. It does need power, which is the only unfortunate thing about this setup. Like all the other ones don't really need power, but I mean the fact that this can do like 8 of them at one time instead of 1 is super useful, and something that plus it's really easy to power, right? I could just like, you know, reroute the sugarcane into a steam dynamo into the long range breaker to keep it self-sufficient. How bad is an emerald storage upgrade? Not bad at all, so it's at the default. Okay, that's pretty easy then. Since emerald like literally comes dime a dozen, I'm probably going to, oh interesting, I don't have any emerald. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mine some emerald up. Are there any other types of large storage? How far am I from a quantum chest? I know it requires a field generator, but that's aluminum, that's circuit goods. Holy shit, this is cheap. Oh well, yeah, this is not that bad, right? This is just gold and energetic blend. That's so cheap. Holy crap. I guess the big problem is that I really can't move this reliably, because if you try to move it, oh well, this requires an MV machine casing. Actually no, that's not that bad because it's only polyethylene. Do I want to go this route instead? It does require 16 normal circuits though, which I'm not really in the mood for to make. Yeah, well, okay, I lied. This is actually not that cheap as I thought because I still need 4 circuit goods and I'm not at that stage yet where I can just automate circuit goods like it's nothing. Because I really want to get my power set up. I just want to get my power set up and automated. That's all I care about. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up the sugarcane breakers and probably dismantle this farm. I like how I spent some time terraforming the land and I didn't even need it in hindsight. Ugh, I hate it when I do that. Okay guys, and now you see sugarcane farm upgrade going on. So this is the reason why I prefer to just use the long range breaker instead of the I mean, I don't know how really else to describe it. Once again, this is based on just what the SNAD was. It just has more parallelization and much more accurate breaking, because when this actually breaks the sugarcane, it puts it in the inventory. So instead of shattering around the world, that's why I prefer the actually additions breakers over the other equivalents. One quick thing to note is that this is just using a steam dynamo with a hardened upgrade, infinite water source there. This is the redstone conduit that attaches all of the sugarcane to all the SNAD to be activated on growth. It's just a redstone clock. If there is a faster redstone timer or a redstone clock, like maybe like, because vanilla redstone clocks can also go really fast, so that's nice. But for compact reasons, I just want to keep it this way. One quick thing is if you do this, you will need an extract speed upgrade, just because when I was trying it out, one no upgrades wasn't fast enough. So it's, you know, it's sometimes it doesn't keep up, it might overfill. But even if it does overfill, it's not that bad, because if this is like fully stocked up, it just won't break sugarcane in the first place. But this is a speed that I really like, and it's easy to scale. So what I'll have to do is this was also the rice and flax farm that I used to have. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end up breaking this all down, and this will probably be the set ground for my new factory. And I find it fitting, because this is kind of like how normal industrialization works, you know, take out all the farms, replace it with factories. Your country tends to increase productivity. I was trying to make an economics joke, but then it just bombed horribly. Ignore that. Basically what I'm trying to do is create a canola press, because that's going to be for the second part of the biodiesel. In fact, I can actually do everything right now with just ethanol, right? And just go the MV diesel generator route. And there's also consideration, just because this actually makes sugarcane at a really fast pace. Do I even need to go back and turn this into ethanol? Well, technically I need to do it anyway, but should my main power source just be sugarcane? Which is kind of boring in my opinion, but since it's so easy to scale up sugarcane and how fast and how good these dynamos are, you know, it's almost like maybe I shouldn't really maybe I shouldn't abuse this, because this is easily abusable. Like, I can easily see myself getting to MVHV. EV just messing up a sugarcane farm with SNAD and steam dynamos, because with how many augments you could put on dynamos, it gets insane, right? And this actually, you know, I'm not even, this could actually just be better than lava, to be honest. So this is actually kind of impressive. I think what I'll do though, just to keep it interesting, I will switch to just using GregTech processing methodologies. So I will make cetane boosted diesel in mass as I tier up through the various progression. Okay guys, quick update. So here's the new LV, well, not the new array, but I moved the array from where it used to be off to the side here, and I cleared out the old farm and I replaced it with the new steam dynamo setup. It's still the same power amount. It's only 4 amps of LV. So at most I can only have 4 of these machines running at one time, but that usually meets more of my needs, because right now I'm just doing a lot of manual handcrafting stuff. When you place these down, one big thing you want to watch out for is place them down a little bit intelligently, because remember, once I said that these things can auto export, right? So say if you need to make something like steel plates, right, and you instead of just, you can just have an alloy smelter. Right now all of these are configured to auto export downwards into the respective crates, but you can also technically just have it export into the compressor right next to the alloy smelter. Kind of the same thing. I had 3 alloy smelters, but I split them up because I had one next to a lathe in case I need steel rods or other forms of rods, or if, I don't know, or if I need energetic alloy, well actually that doesn't make sense because energetic alloy is made in the blast furnace, but if I need a conductive iron wires, right, I'll have one alloy smelter here, or if I had one alloy smelter in between the lathe and the wire mill. Electrolyzer doesn't really care about where it goes. The stuff it gets passed to is usually dust. Most of the time it'll actually be passed directly into the electric blast furnace, so you'll have to manually move that for now. Basic assembling machine, this one's actually a little bit tricky because it can either take in rubber most of the time or tin early on when you're crafting a lot of materials, or polyethylene as well. So what I did was I just put it next to the fluid extractor, so I can just put in like polyethylene ingots or tin ingots and it'll spit right into the assembling machine. And right next to that, I have the fluid solidifier. Each side of the extractor is a solidifier or the assembling machine. And you don't have to overthink this. This is just one thing I've done through repetitions of playing GregTech. It's you know, it's not super important you have to do this, but you know, if you just want to have like a little extra convenience moving on, because really one of the most rewarding things about GregTech is just using your trivia knowledge, really. And that's the best way I can describe it, because there really is no carryover when you learn all these random obscure facts about how to play GregTech, right? Another thing is that I also have the lesser used machines out in the back, like the macerator, the autoclave. And the macerator you technically do use a lot, but most of the time you just dump a stack of ores in, forget about it, and then move on. So you don't need to be like checking it up every 10 minutes, right? You just take the hoppers and put a bunch of stuff on it and then move on with your life. So now that this is set up, I'm thinking of what I'm next going to do is get started on making a stack of MV motors and start creating my MV line, as well as probably move this electric blast furnace over to that side as well. My plan is actually making the MV line here, and then, oh, the best part about this, ready for this, bam, it respects chunk borders. Look at that. Sorry, this is like the specific Minecraft nerd porn, but this is the, I mean, this is not really relevant either. Like technically, one of the things I do believe in Minecraft gameplay is that the player should not really care about chunks. If you've done everything correctly on the technical side, chunks should not have any gameplay mechanics. But you know, due to obscure things with chunks and just my general OCD, I just love having things fit within the chunk borders. These aren't multi-blocks, right? None of these are multi-blocks, they're all single blocks. In fact, when I built this, oh, okay, so it stayed within the chunk border as well. But still, like, that's just the whole entire point, is that it shouldn't really affect your gameplay, but it bothers me. So I still build within chunk borders. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna call it for me. I have the canola farm set up with just the farmer, being powered by steam dynamos and the long brain sugarcane breaker. This is actually, I'm surprised that my FPS isn't actually tanking significantly while this is running. It's been pretty smooth sailing, but the whole reason why I did this whole entire setup, this is going to help me do a lot more batch crafting processing as I move into MV, because I'm going to make, like I said before, I'm going to replace this whole entire area with my new MV line, and I'm probably going to make another set of MV diesel generators to power it while it goes along. So I'm going to wean myself away from these steam dynamos. Even though these steam dynamos and sugarcane is pretty good, it's kind of interesting because as I'm looking at more of these recipes for biodiesel, it really does seem more and more like the sticking point for me is going to be the canola oil. Canola oil, refined canola oil, and you know, the crystallized oil. That might be the difficult part. So we'll see where this leads to.